In this video, we're going to be going over how to find the best ideas that actually drive results, how to make the most of each idea using high-performing formats, how to turn that idea into a content outline that will garner viewer attention and maintain their attention through hooks and story frameworks, how to actually give value, because I know if you guys are posting giving a lot of value or think you're giving a lot of value in your content, and then you don't get like that value reciprocated either through book calls or through views, you're going to lose your head and want to pull all of your hairs out. So I'm going to teach you how to actually give value in a way that your audience identifies. Because 9 times out of 10, you could think that you're giving value, but your audience doesn't see that as valuable to them. Henceforth, they don't value your content. So that's more on that later on. And then how to convert your viewers into leads using call to actions. Now, this isn't just me talking on my bum. These are the insights from having made over 500 pieces of video content in the last year alone for both myself and my clients in totality. You can just click here to see. These are also the same insights that industry leaders are currently using right now in their content strategy to gain attention and to convert attention. So this is what's working. And before we get into any of the tactical stuff, we have to fundamentally understand what is the job of content marketing. The job of content marketing is very simple. Get people who don't know about a product or service to want to buy that product or service. Now, for that to take place, 3 things must happen. Number 1, they must know about what you offer or what you sell. Number 2, they must know how what you offer benefits them, how what you sell benefits them. Number 3, there must be a substantial amount of evidence that showcases that that benefit is achievable. Now, I'm going to explain what I mean right now if it doesn't make sense to you. But first, I want to run you through some brief examples. The most generalized example that everyone's going to understand is food. Food offers you satiation, proteins, and energy. Okay, what's the benefits of having satiations, protein, and energy? The benefit is that it gives your body what it needs to grow and to continue living. Now, what is a substantial amount of evidence that getting the proteins and the energy from food is what your body needs to grow? Well, that's basically the numerous case studies and the numerous scientific studies that have been made on food, proteins, just in the fitness industry alone. Another example, a much more business-oriented example, would be Gymshark. So Gymshark is basically a fitness wear clothing brand. And what do they offer? They offer comfortable, light sportswear. And what's the benefits of wearing comfortable, light sportswear? Benefits is basically you get to actually work out without having to worry about your shirt sticking to you, without having to worry about your shirt weighing you down, especially when you're doing like some high intensity workouts where you're going to be sweating a lot. And I also did my research as well on the website. The benefits of wearing Gymshark clothing is staying comfortable and stylish with breathable moisture wicking workout clothes, comfort and coverage for all you're capable of. So it's basically what I said. It just makes the shirt less sticky so it doesn't stick to you when you're working out. And it doesn't weigh you down when you sweat a lot, especially if you're really an athlete, like you sweat in every single activity that you do. And what's a substantial amount of evidence backing up their claim? There isn't. It's just the influencer network that just backs up the claim that, hey, Gymshark is actually a good gym wear brand, because people who haven't worn it will be looking at these big influencers who have big muscles and these big athletes who do great things wearing Gymshark and thinking, okay, this athlete's got big muscles, he's a well-known athlete in this industry, he's really good at what he does, and he wears Gymshark. I think I should wear Gymshark as well, because if he's wearing it, then why shouldn't I wear it? That's basically the substantial amounts of evidence. Before you make content, you have to ask yourself these questions. Number 1, what are the things that you are doing or giving, and who are you doing it for? And who are you giving it to, and who are you doing it for? Number 2, how will that thing you're giving, how that person you're giving it to, and what would that person get from that thing that you're giving them? Number 3, how can they be 1000% sure that they're going to get that thing that you're promising to give them? Or how can they be sure that that thing is achievable? Or why should they do that thing instead of something else? The answers to these over here is basically all of these over here. And all of these over here will get you this over here. So that is the job of content marketing. Once you nail these few things down, you're good. Now you can move on to the next stage, which is ideating. Now, I categorize ideas in 3 buckets, which is attention grabbing ideas, authority ideas, and sales ideas. Attention grabbing ideas are so that you can attract the most amount of people that would be the most relevant to your business. So attention ideas don't have to be ideas that go viral. I mean, going viral is great, obviously, on a business topic, but it would be even better for you to just have these attention grabbing ideas that appeal to the people that are most relevant to your business. Because if you focus on trends and focus on going viral, you just attract a lower quality audience, and then that just reflects in your business. And then the next category of ideas are authority ideas. These ideas are to demonstrate to those people that you are knowledgeable on what you want to help them with and easily one of the best at what you want to help them with. Then the next bucket is the sales ideas. This is to make them know how they can get the product you offer and why they should get it. That's just pretty much all the ideas you need to have. So the reason why I have like these ideas structured like this is because they work as a funnel. Attention grabbing ideas bring attention to your page. Authority ideas nurture people on your page, and then sales ideas just convert people from your page. Now, typically you want to have 3 of these ideas, 2 of these, 1 of these every single week, so that you have a lot of attention coming in, and then you're nurturing that attention. And then obviously you also want to try convert some of the attention for those low-lying leads who are ready to purchase. Now, I know you're probably asking yourself, where do I even start? How do I even find attention grabbing ideas, authority ideas, sales ideas? What do I do? I got you. Yes. Note this over here. Do this now, not tomorrow. You were supposed to have already gotten the Gamba doc. If you haven't, it's in the link in the description. Just get the documents over there and opt in. So do this now, please, because it's going to benefit you. Don't do this tomorrow. Do it now. Get the documents in the description. Open ChatGPT and then fill in this prompt over here. I'm going to do this live. All right, so this is a really long prompt, but it gets the job done. So here we go. I'm going to copy this. Then, okay, so now I've pasted it in. I'm going to fill in this niche over here. Let's just say weight loss, target audience, right? And then we're going to hit send. And there we go. Just like that, we have 3 attention grabbing ideas, 3 authority ideas, and then 1 sales idea. It's so simple, guys. So all you have to do is just copy this and put it into ChatGPT, replace the variables. Then once you have your ideas, you want to be aware of content formats. So there's different formats. There's the traditional talking head format. There's a split screen format. Then there's the Q&A format. And then there's the green screen format. Now the talking head format, the traditional talking head format is just basically videos shot of someone sitting and talking. They make use of B-roll shots or motion graphics and captions over here occasionally with some music. If you click on this link here, it will take you to one of my talking head videos on Instagram so you can see what I'm talking about. And then split screen format is just basically a video of someone talking with whatever they're explaining above or below them in the split screen format. Then the Q&A format is just basically a video of someone answering questions or a question from their Instagram stories, or if the question is probably auto-generated, because I'm familiar that there's some software that allows you to like auto-generate these comments and like fake comments. That's essentially the whole format. You just have the question over here and then you answering it. In the green screen format is just basically a video of someone talking about something in the foreground while the thing they're talking about is in the background. This person is in the foreground, which is the front. And then this over here is the background, which is what he's talking about. Just AI agents now building AI agents, which is absolutely bizarre. I cannot lie. Okay, so now that you're familiar with the job of content marketing, you have an idea of how to market to your audience and what questions you need to answer in each and every single one of your videos. Now that you know how to create ideas using ChatGPT, and now that you're familiar with some of the top performing formats on Instagram, now we can delve into the nitty gritty, which is story frameworks. This is about 60 to 40% of your video. Like if you don't nail this down, your videos are 10 out of 10 not going to perform, and they're going to be absolute bums. Story frameworks are how the value behind the video idea is delivered. The reason why a story framework is important is because people want to be spoken to in a certain way. Like you're not going to greet your father the same way you greet your brother. Like if I said, yo, what's up, my to my father, it would absolutely spin my jaw. So another example is like you may say, I love you to your mother or father and girlfriend, spouse or boyfriend. But the thing is that you're not going to love your spouse the same way you love your parents, and vice versa. You're not going to speak to your spouse the same way you speak to your parents. The same thing is with content marketing. You're not going to speak to people who don't know about you the same way as those who do know about you. You're not going to speak to people who do know about you the same way as those who know about your products. This is why testing different story frameworks is absolutely crucial for the goal that you're aiming for. So for that reason, I've included some story frameworks that you can use today that continue to get attention time and time again on Instagram. And I've also included some video examples. This is the failure framework. So how this framework works is like you mention your failure, what happened, and the lesson you learned from it, the call to action. And then the next story framework is this personal story framework. We share personal story or experience that highlights a valuable lesson within your niche, which is where you mention like the peak of the story. Like let's just say you made $1,000 within 90 days. Like I made $1,000 in 90 days, and then you share your personal story background, the lesson you learned and how it applies to your audience, and then the call to action. I've left an example over here. And then the daily routine framework, that's where you share a daily routine related to your niche and explain how it contributes to your success. So you use your daily routine as a hook, the routine, benefits, and the personal story with your personal success and call to action. This is one of my personal favorites. I love this type of daily routine content. And then the Mythbuster framework, storytelling framework, is basically where you present a common niche myth, you present evidence to counter that myth, and then you suggest an alternative, and then you give practical steps with social proof and call to action. Here's an example over here. I'm assuming you have the Gamma doc. If you don't, just get it, bro. All you have to do is just copy and paste this prompt and fill out the idea variable using the ideas you brainstorm, basically this over here. And then it will make you content outlines, which is basically content scripts, so that you can film and have no excuse for filming. So I'm going to do that right now. Yes, and once again, it is a long prompt, but who cares? It works. And let's copy that. Now we're going to take, we're going to take this idea over here. Let's copy that. Control C. Take this. Oops, wrong one. Then take the prompt, throw that in there. Then for this idea brackets, we're going to replace that with the idea that we just copied. Paste that in and then hit send. And there you go, content outline. So you can just basically expand on these points over here. The reason why it's so short is because it's supposed to just give you an idea of what to talk about. These are just points to talk about. That's why it's so short. This is the most important part over here. Like, this has to be said word for word, but this doesn't really have to be said word for word. Just make sure you get to the point and you say it in a way that's super understandable for your target audience. And now the most important part, which is hooks. The first 0 to 5 seconds of your video are extremely important because that's where people decide if they want to watch your videos or not. Well, we call the segment the hook because you're supposed to hook people in here. That's pretty much about it. If you want your ideal target audience to watch your video, your hook needs to be effective and speak directly to them. I made a full guide on hooks in this video over here, so feel free to check it out and subscribe while you're at it. And also let the document for hooks. I literally made an entire document on hooks. You can get that document right over here. Really simple. Everything is right here. You can just steal these hooks over here, and also just learn how to steal hooks ethically, and then what is a hook. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Obviously, I left you a prompt as well. Copy this prompt, throw it into ChatGPT, put that there, and then where's the idea? For the content idea, put the content idea in there, and then hit send. There we go. So you're going to take this hook and then put it over here where it says hook in the content framework. And then, yeah, that's pretty much about it. So I've literally done like 60% of the work for you. And the next part of the video of like creating short form content that performs, gets you lead, gets attention is value, practicality, application, and relevance. This part of the video is where a lot of people screw up. Giving step-by-step tutorials isn't the only way to provide value. It's the most common and the most overused way of providing value, which means people have gotten numb to it. So here are 3 other ways to provide value. In the form of mindset shifts, by challenging a certain belief people have and explaining why you think it doesn't serve them. It also matches up with the previous content formats we spoke about. Insights, mistakes, sharing mistakes that you have made or insights that you have learned, and then what you do now as a result of those mistakes or those insights that you have learned. And by providing clarity, by taking controversial idea in your markets and breaking it down in a clear and easy to understand way. That way you provide clarity, aka providing value to a market. I've left some video examples over here for you to watch. And then the question that's probably at the back of your mind right now is, how do I know if my video is valuable? If you know that your ideal target audience would pay $5 for that information inside the video, then it is valuable. For call to actions, you want to optimize for leads rather than followers. So use ManyChat flows to share lead magnets in exchange for emails to get people on your email list so that you can own your audience instead of being at the mercy of the algorithm gods. Alternatively, you can manually send those lead magnets, or you can just do follow CTA if you're like, no, Yanele, I just want to grow on Instagram. I want to get all that clout so everyone in my high school can see how successful I am now. Cool, you can do that, no worries. And then speaking about CTAs, kindly watch this video over here on how to turn long form content into short form content that pre-qualifies leads. Also, you want to subscribe as well. Just subscribe, bro. It's gonna take you less than 10 seconds. And I will see you guys on the next one. Hope you find value from this, and drop your comments and all your questions down below, and I'll answer them as soon as I get to them.